Grassland. Passenger, IC1 green tyre correction.
Just keep moving.
This is it. 100 miles per hour. 5 kilograms of pure cocaine, worth £500,000. Two desperate criminals who just made the worst decision of their lives. Watch this. Dean Stone abandons the car, clutching their entire operation in a rucksack. Simon Pagett floors it toward a family restaurant, where he'll do laps around the car park like a maniac. All because they couldn't wait in traffic. What you're about to see is how criminal arrogance destroyed 2 lives in 3 seconds. November 5th, 2020. M6 motorway, Walsall. Rush hour gridlock. Simon Pagett, 39, and Dean Stone, 40, sit in their £100,000 BMW i8 hybrid supercar. In the back. Enough cocaine to fund a small war. These aren't street dealers. This is organized crime. Professional, calculated. But professionals don't undertake police cars on the hard shoulder. They do it anyway. The PC's dashcam captures the moment, really. The officer can't believe what he's seeing. 2 criminals just advertising their guilt at 90 miles per hour. The chase that follows will involve 3 police forces, helicopter surveillance, and one of the most desperate evidence disposal attempts ever recorded. By the way, if this kind of real crime content hooks you like it hooks me, hit subscribe now. We've got dozens more cases where criminal masterminds make unbelievably stupid mistakes. Here's what Pagett and Stone didn't know. Highways England CCTV was already tracking their BMW. The Central Motorway Police Group had been notified through radio communications. Multiple patrol units in the area were now aware of the pursuit. But they're not thinking about police communication networks. They're thinking about that traffic jam and their £500,000 delivery deadline. The moment those police lights flash, they have 2 choices. 1. Stop. Take the traffic violation. Keep their freedom. 2. Run. They choose option 2. BMW i8. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Top speed? 155 miles per hour. In the hands of desperate drug dealers? A missile. Pagett floors it. 100 plus miles per hour through residential areas. Red lights become suggestions. Other cars become obstacles to dodge. But this isn't Fast and Furious. These are real families, in real cars, watching a supercar weave between them at lethal speeds. The pursuing officer, an advanced driver trained for exactly this scenario, stays locked on. His dashcam records everything, every near miss, every blown red light, every moment that could have killed an innocent family. They hit grassland. The BMW stops. Stone jumps out, clutching the rucksack containing their entire criminal empire. 5 1-kilogram blocks of high-purity Colombian cocaine. Street value, £500,000. Stone runs through bushes like his life depends on it. Because it does. This isn't just about prison time. This is about organized crime networks that don't forgive losses. Meanwhile, Pagett makes an even more desperate choice. He drives into a Toby Carvery car park, a family restaurant, Sunday roast dinners and children's birthday parties, and starts doing laps. Families scatter. Kids stare through windows. Staff call 999 while a drug dealer treats their car park like Monaco Grand Prix. The pursuing officer stays right behind him, professional and relentless. Stone thinks he's home free, dumps the cocaine in bushes, probably congratulating himself on his criminal genius. Then tries to catch a taxi. A taxi. After running from police with £500,000 of cocaine, he thinks public transport is his escape plan. The pursuing officer continues tracking both suspects while calling for backup units to assist with the arrests. This isn't a traffic stop anymore. This is a major drug bust. Stone gets arrested flagging down that taxi. The cocaine? Found exactly where he dumped it. Every gram recovered. Pagett, after his Toby Carvery tour, after risking dozens of innocent lives, after throwing away everything, simply gives up. Gets out of the BMW. Hands up. Game over. If you're enjoying this breakdown of criminal psychology and police work, smash that like button. It helps more people discover these incredible true crime stories. Here's what makes this case fascinating. Pagett and Stone weren't desperate street addicts. They were successful criminals running a sophisticated operation. That BMW i8 isn't bought with pocket change. 5 kilograms of high-purity cocaine doesn't just appear. This represents months, maybe years, of successful drug trafficking. They had systems, connections, experience. They'd probably moved millions without detection. But success bred overconfidence. And overconfidence killed them. Detective Constable Mandy Dorrington nailed it. Pagett and Stone clearly thought they were above the law and far too clever to get caught. Above the law. Too clever to get caught. But not smart enough to wait 20 minutes in traffic. Birmingham Crown Court, May 27, 2021. The hearing that would seal their fates. Here's what most people don't understand about high-profile drug cases. The courtroom drama isn't just about sentencing. It's about dismantling an entire criminal persona in front of judge and jury. When Pagett and Stone walked into that courtroom, they weren't the confident criminals speeding down the M6 anymore. Prison remand had already changed them. Orange jumpsuits replaced designer clothes. Handcuffs replaced car keys. The psychological transformation from criminal mastermind to defeated defendant is something prosecutors use strategically. The prosecution presented their case methodically. Every second of dashcam footage played in slow motion. Every near miss with innocent families analyzed frame by frame. The judge watched Stone abandoning the BMW with £500,000 worth of cocaine like he was watching a nature documentary about predator behavior. But here's the fascinating part. The defense strategy. Pagett's lawyer argued diminished responsibility due to financial pressure. Stone's team claimed he was merely a passenger, unaware of the drug's presence. Both defenses crumbled under digital evidence. You can't claim ignorance when CCTV shows you jumping from a car clutching a rucksack of cocaine. The judge's sentencing remarks revealed something crucial about the British justice system's approach to organized crime. You treated public roads as your personal racetrack, innocent families as obstacles, and society's safety as irrelevant to your criminal enterprise. This wasn't just about drugs. It was about the arrogance that led them to endanger dozens of lives. Pagett received 7 years, 4 for drug trafficking, 3 for dangerous driving, sentences running consecutively. Stone got 6 years for drug trafficking. But here's what they didn't announce in court: the hidden financial penalties that would destroy them even after release. The Proceeds of Crime Act investigation began immediately. Every asset, every bank account, every luxury purchase from the previous 6 years became subject to criminal lifestyle assessment. The BMW i8, seized and sold at police auction for £62,000, a fraction of its original value. Their homes, frozen pending investigation. Business accounts, emptied by the state. Most devastating, the confiscation orders. Pagett was ordered to pay back £847,000 in criminal proceeds. Stone, £623,000. Money they no longer possessed. Failure to pay these amounts would result in additional prison time, effectively extending their sentences indefinitely until the debt was cleared. This is how the British justice system ensures crime truly doesn't pay, even decades later. But prison sentences don't tell the whole story. That £100,000 BMW? Seized. Their homes? Subject to Proceeds of Crime investigations. Everything they owned, examined, and potentially confiscated. Their families discover the truth. Children learn why daddy isn't coming home. Neighbors realize the successful businessman next door was trafficking cocaine. 7 years is long enough for the world to forget who you used to be. Long enough for opportunities to disappear forever. All because they valued their criminal schedule over public safety. What really caught them wasn't luck or good police work alone. It was a surveillance system most people never realize exists. Here's something that will change how you think about privacy forever. The UK has the most sophisticated vehicle tracking network in the world, and most citizens have no idea how it works. Every motorway bridge, every junction, every service station has automatic number plate recognition cameras. ANPR technology doesn't just record license plates, it creates a digital journey map of every vehicle in Britain. The system knows where you started, where you're going, how long you took, and who was traveling with you based on mobile phone data triangulation. When Pagett undertook that police car, within 30 seconds, every ANPR camera in a 50-mile radius received an automated alert with their BMW's registration. The system began tracking their route in real time, predicting their destination using machine learning algorithms based on previous criminal behavior patterns. Here's the part that will shock you. This isn't new technology. The UK has been operating this comprehensive vehicle surveillance network since 2006. Every journey you've ever taken by car has been recorded and stored in government databases for up to 5 years. The average British driver is captured by ANPR cameras over 300 times per week without realizing it. But there's more. The system integrates with mobile phone tower data, credit card transactions, and even facial recognition software at petrol stations. By the time Pagett and Stone reached that Toby Carvery, the police already knew their likely escape routes, their fuel levels, and their mobile phone battery status. Digital radio networks coordinated multiple agencies in real time using encrypted communication systems originally developed for military operations. Every police car, helicopter, and control room received live updates automatically. The suspects thought they were in a car chase. They were actually in a controlled capture operation where their every move was predicted and countered. This technology exists in every developed country now. China's system is more advanced. The US system is more secretive. But the UK system is the most comprehensive per capita. Your smartphone alone generates over 2,000 data points per day that can be accessed by law enforcement with proper warrants. These criminals thought they were playing a 1980s game where being faster meant escaping. But this is 2020. Every digital footprint is permanent, every movement is tracked, and every criminal believes they're the exception until reality proves otherwise. They were doomed the moment they made that first mistake because the system had already identified them as high-risk targets weeks earlier based on their travel patterns and financial transactions. Here's what the police press releases don't mention. 5 kilograms of cocaine doesn't exist in isolation. Someone grew the coca. Someone processed it. Someone smuggled it into Britain. Someone was waiting for that £500,000 delivery. The real question: did this arrest unravel the entire network? Or did the organization simply write off the loss and recruit new drivers? Somewhere, someone's phone buzzed, package not delivered. Pagett and Stone arrested. And someone replied, find replacements. That's the story we'll never hear. The worst part isn't the drugs or money. It's the innocent people caught in their criminal chaos. Families in traffic watching a supercar speed past at 100 miles per hour with children in their back seats. Customers at Toby Carvery having Sunday lunch, suddenly dodging a high-speed chase through their car park. Police officers risking their lives chasing these maniacs. Emergency services on standby for potential casualties. All because 2 drug dealers considered their illegal business more important than everyone else's safety. This case is a masterclass in how criminal arrogance destroys everything, but it's also a window into criminal psychology that most people never understand. Successful drug dealers develop what forensic psychologists call operational narcissism, a specific type of arrogance that's different from regular narcissism. Here's what makes it fascinating. Operational narcissists don't just think they're better than everyone else. They develop genuine expertise in their criminal field, which makes their overconfidence partially justified. Pagett and Stone probably were better drivers than average citizens. They probably did no more about avoiding police detection than most criminals. Their success wasn't entirely based on delusion. But operational narcissism has a fatal flaw. It creates blind spots in exactly the areas where criminals feel most confident. The better they become at their specialty, the more they underestimate simple, obvious risks. Expert burglars get caught leaving fingerprints on window frames. Master hackers get arrested because they used their real names in email accounts. Professional drug dealers undertake police cars because they're so focused on advanced evasion techniques, they forget basic common sense. Pagett and Stone had probably made hundreds of successful runs using sophisticated counter-surveillance methods. They knew about police shift patterns, surveillance techniques, and investigation procedures. But all that expertise created a psychological blind spot that made them dismiss the simple risk of driving illegally past a police car. There's another psychological principle at work here called expert's curse. The more skilled someone becomes in criminal activity, the more they assume law enforcement is equally sophisticated in response. They prepare for complex police operations but ignore simple patrol encounters. They're ready for organized crime task forces, but not for traffic cops. Criminal psychology research shows this pattern repeatedly. The most successful criminals are usually caught making beginner mistakes, not expert errors. Bank robbers with perfect heist plans get arrested because they forgot to remove license plates. Drug smugglers with international networks get caught at routine checkpoints. The expertise that made them successful eventually blinds them to basic risks. But here's the part that will change how you think about criminal behavior forever. This same psychological pattern exists in legal professions too. Expert doctors miss obvious diagnoses because they're looking for rare diseases. Professional pilots crash planes because they're so focused on complex instrument readings, they ignore simple warning lights. Master chefs serve contaminated food because they're concentrating on advanced techniques while forgetting basic hygiene. The difference is that in legal professions, there are systems designed to catch expert blindness, checklists, peer review, safety protocols. Criminal enterprises have no such safeguards. Success breeds isolation, and isolation breeds fatal overconfidence. Driving a £100,000 supercar while carrying $500,000 in cocaine? That's not smart business. That's showing off. Using the hard shoulder during rush hour? That's not efficiency. That's impatience. Undertaking a police car while carrying life-sentence quantities of drugs? That's just stupid. 7 years for Pagett. 6 years for Stone. Time enough to realize that one moment of impatience destroyed everything they'd built. Time enough to lie awake thinking, if only I'd waited in traffic. But here's the harsh truth, they didn't just destroy their own lives. They traumatized innocent families, endangered children, and forced police officers into life-threatening pursuits. The criminal justice system showed appropriate severity. Society demands that drug trafficking, especially when it endangers innocent lives, faces serious consequences. Justice served. What can we learn from the spectacular downfall of Simon Pagett and Dean Stone? The lessons here go far beyond criminal justice. They reveal fundamental truths about human psychology, modern surveillance, and decision-making under pressure that apply to everyone. First, the surveillance reality. You are never as anonymous as you think. The average person believes they're being watched occasionally, at ATMs, in stores, maybe on highways. The truth is you're being tracked continuously. Your car's location, your phone's data, your financial transactions, even your walking patterns create a digital shadow that never disappears. This isn't paranoia, it's mathematics. Law enforcement agencies process over 50 billion data points daily in the UK alone. Second, the expertise trap. The better you become at anything, the more likely you are to fail due to overconfidence in that exact skill. This applies to doctors, pilots, engineers, teachers, anyone who develops professional expertise. The cure is systematic humility. Always assume you're missing something obvious, especially when you feel most confident. Third, the pressure paradox. High-stakes situations don't reveal character, they reveal preparation. Under extreme pressure, people don't rise to the occasion, they fall to their level of training. Pagett and Stone had probably rehearsed complex evasion scenarios but never practiced the simple discipline of following traffic laws while carrying contraband. Fourth, the technology acceleration. Criminal methods evolve slowly, but detection technology advances exponentially. What worked for criminals 5 years ago is suicide today. What works today will be impossible tomorrow. Legal professionals need to understand this curve too. Privacy rights, evidence collection, and digital forensics are changing faster than legislation can adapt. But here's the most important lesson, and it's one that will change how you make decisions forever. The margin between success and catastrophe is always smaller than you think. Pagett and Stone were probably 30 seconds away from completing a successful delivery worth £500,000. Instead, they're spending over a decade in prison. The difference? One impatient decision lasting 3 seconds. This principle applies beyond criminal activity. In business, relationships, health, finance. Most major failures result from minor decisions made during moments of impatience or overconfidence. The successful CEO who ruins their company with one hasty acquisition. The healthy person who destroys their body with one period of neglect. The stable relationship destroyed by one moment of poor judgment. The question everyone should ask themselves: what are you doing right now that seems safe and controlled, but is actually one small mistake away from catastrophe? What expertise are you so confident in that you've stopped questioning your assumptions? What routine decisions are you making without considering their potential to unravel everything you've built? These men threw away their freedom, families, futures, and £500,000 because they couldn't wait 20 minutes in traffic. Next time you're stuck in gridlock feeling impatient, remember Simon Pagett and Dean Stone. Sometimes the difference between freedom and prison is just patience. If this breakdown of criminal psychology and police work fascinated you as much as it did me, you'll love our entire library of true crime cases where supposed masterminds make unbelievably stupid mistakes. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We post new cases weekly, and trust me, they only get more incredible. What's your take? Were Pagett and Stone criminal masterminds undone by one mistake, or small-time dealers who got too big for their boots? Drop your analysis in the comments. And if this story shocked you, share it with someone who thinks they could outsmart modern police work. They might learn something. Next week, the drug dealer who got caught because he couldn't resist posting on Instagram. Seriously. The digital evidence will blow your mind. Until then, remember, in movies, crime looks glamorous. In reality, it just makes you late for everything.